with the GoCurrency.com sports ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Welcome to a new week, Huskers fans, and boy, does it feel good. Nebraska football is tied for first place in the Big Ten West, and volleyball is coming off a banner performance sweeping Michigan and Michigan State last week. For their efforts, Nebraska volleyball maintained the third ranking in the latest ABCA polls, and Lexi Rodriguez was named the co-Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Rodriguez averaged 6 digs per set in the Husker sweeps of Michigan State and Michigan last week. Against Michigan, she recorded a season-high 25 assists and added 2 aces. Against the Wolverines, she was 17 for 17 in reception attempts after going 15 for 15 against Michigan State. Rodriguez has helped the Huskers to a nation-best 0.118 opposing hitting percentage. And in pro sports tonight, no MLB games as the divisional rounds get started tomorrow in the playoffs. But plenty of news today coming out of the NL East. Phillies interim manager Rob Thompson was promoted midseason after Joe Girardi was fired in June. And Rob Thompson has now earned a 2-year extension after the Phillies downed the St. Louis Cardinals this past week. And the Phillies will meet the Braves in the NLDS tomorrow. That begins. And the Braves, for their part, signed Rookie of the Year candidate Spencer Strider to a 6-year, $75 million extension this morning. In the NFL today, following a 1-4 start, the Panthers fired head coach Matt Rule, defensive coordinator Phil Snow, and assistant special teams coach Ed Foley. And tonight, in an AFC West showdown on Monday Night Football, the Raiders take on the Chiefs in Kansas City. That game kicks off at 7:15 p.m. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Thompson gets the snap, gives it off, or fakes a handoff, throws it over the middle, pass, caught, touchdown, Nebraska. Travis Vokalek comes back to his initial school out of college and gets his first touchdown of the year. And his first touchdown as a Husker. Yes.
Middle tip shot by Becca Alec, not down. Michigan State down 2 at the ball. Roll shots in. Here come the Huskers. Ani Evans chooses middle. Becca Alec, kaboom! 2017 Nebraska.
Casey awaits the snap. Gets it. Play actions. Back to throw. Step throws for the end zone looking for Trey Palmer. He makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Baby! What a throw and catch. Casey Thompson to Trey Palmer in the back of the end zone.
And more not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr backs that right side. Whitney Lonstein. Kaboom! Ooh. Set and match, Big Red.
Simon in the gun. Gets the snap. Steps. Hit as he throws. Down the field. A pass is going to be intercepted. Malcolm Hartzog goes down. And the Huskers are going to win this Friday night battle in Piscataway as Malcolm Hartzog gets the pick.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back with a second straight Husker win. That hasn't happened in conference play in 4 years. How good did that feel?
That was fun. And on the road, and I know people want to make a big... It wasn't pretty. That doesn't matter. You win. You win. You survive in advance. You find a way to win. I mean, look across college football. Teams that are supposed to win pretty and win big are not winning. It's just not how college football is. So you win, you move on to the next 24-hour rule. We can talk about it. The players are done talking about it. Move on, and let's make it 3 in a row this week.
Absolutely. That's a difficult trip. That was your first trip there. It's not an easy place to get to. It's a long flight, long bus ride from Newark down to Piscataway. It's a long trip. I'm tired still from today. We got home about 4 o'clock.
I know, right? And then I turned around and did the Title IX Morris Possible rally on Saturday, but that was a great event. But I cannot imagine when USC and UCLA start traveling to Rutgers, because that flight felt long. And Brandon, our boss, is talking that flight felt longer than the flight to Ireland.
A lot of ways it did, yeah.
And, I mean, it just, I don't know if it was because it was at night, we were sleeping on the way there, but yeah, it was a long trek. And then you get on the bus, and we hit kind of some traffic on the way there. So yeah, it's just not an easy trip, and that was the first time that this team had played on the road, and I think figuring some things out. There's still a lot of young players that are doing a lot of these things for the first time, and a lot of them doing these things for the first time together. And so, yeah, you come out of there with a win is always a huge positive.
I think everybody can agree. Another solid performance by the defense.
Absolutely.
Another week where they just did a really nice job of controlling another team's offense.
Well, and locking in a way after that first drive, we've seen some times where, the things kind of came off the rails a little bit when they gave up a touchdown or couldn't get a stop, but they didn't let that deter them. They had that first drive, got the touchdown, and then boy, the way they locked in after that, it was it was impressive, because they could have very easily not let that affect what they did the rest of the way on out, but boy, they didn't. They had a ton of confidence. They were fun to see on the sidelines, how they were interacting with each other, and they were ready to get back out on the field every time. And it, again, just the last 2 weeks, the demeanor of this defense is what we expected going into the season,
right,
and they're getting to it now.
We're going to hear from a couple of the defenders tonight. You talked to Garrett Nelson and Brandon Moore after the game. We're going to hear from both of them during the show. Garrett had a career-high 11 tackles in this game for the Huskers. He also had a couple of sacks for the Big Red. He had 1.5 sacks. He wanted 2 full sacks, but they split one up with he and Colton Feast in the game. And I don't think Garrett liked that the scoring decision, but he really was a disruptor all night. He
was on a mission. I told you in the broadcast that he kind of looked like a man possessed a little bit. He was just, the way that he was locked in and firing up the defense. And yeah, I mean, just again, they were taking on that. They knew that the offense was struggling, and they kept saying, hey, we got you, which again, we saw that the offense on a couple of the games were like, hey, we got you. And so for the defense to say, no worries, we're going to keep getting stops, and Garrett was leading the charge on that. Caleb Tanner has also been a very good vocal leader, too, these last few weeks. I think, again, Mickey Joseph having those conversations with the captains and saying, hey, I need you to help me lead this team was big for these guys, because you're really seeing, especially those 4 captains, really step up and be vocal and help coach and just, again, be that voice on the sideline that this team needs, because coaches can't always be there and be the voices that are needed. So I think the way that they've bought in and trying to help and support Mickey Joseph. I don't know if you saw this, but when I think it was right after Garrett Nelson, I think it was either a sack or one of his big stops, he ran over and he just picked up Mickey Joseph, and it was just a neat celebration between him and Mickey. And again, Mickey was a wide receivers coach. It's not, and he's only been here less than a year. And so for him to already have those kinds of relationships with these defensive players, I think really speaks to the way that these players have bought into Mickey.
No doubt. We're going to hear from Brandon Moore in hour 2. He had to play a lot the other night, one, because Malcolm was getting picked on early, and his confidence got shaken a little bit, so they had to take him out. And then Quentin Newsom strained a leg or some leg injury, and he didn't play really at all in the second half, so Brandon had to play for Q on the other side, and I was so happy, Jessica, for him stepping in there and making that interception. That's a play we haven't seen our DBs make a lot, and that's jump a route and make a pick. I was so happy for Brandon.
Yeah, not 1, not 2, but 3. How about that?
Yeah.
Picks, and Miles Farmer's, the way he came down with it was pretty impressive too. So
yes.
I think just, it wasn't just, I think Malcolm's in a way, when he was there, it was pretty easy to, not easy, you have to make it, but the way that they were making plays too and flying around. And then it was also really awesome to see the way that the defense reacted when the offense went and put a touchdown on the board after Miles' interception, because it was like, hey, that's on you. You did that for this team.
Right.
And so it was just a really cool celebration, a really cool moment. And then, with the offense and the defense. And so, but yeah, Brandon Moore, we didn't know much about him. He came in here late. Yeah. But boy, he is really well liked by this team. You could tell they really, really like him and like playing with him. And he's an older guy, been around, been in a lot of places. And so, yeah, they were really happy for him to get that interception too.
We'll hear from him during hour number 2 of the program. Want to hear from you tonight, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to dial us up with a comment or question or use that as a text. We had a text earlier in the day that today on the Dan Patrick radio show, he reported that the Huskers disrespected Rutgers by dancing on the logo. You were down there. I didn't really notice it. It's mass chaos after games end, but you've got an interesting take on this thing because of your experience of being on the field.
Yeah, so the way that Rutgers is set up, the locker room is over there both locker rooms are in the corner. And this was kind of a nightmare both before the game, halftime, and post-game, because they all file out of that one corner. Even like when the band is leaving, they all leave out of that corner. So it's it kind of caused some traffic jams of getting in and back up to the locker room, and you have to walk upstairs, and then they were also trying to get, because again, you're trying to get on the truck really quick, they're trying to get their helmets packed up, so it was kind of a traffic jam over there in the corner. It wasn't like they were deliberately standing around and celebrating on the Rutgers end zone logo. They have to walk over the logo to get to the locker room, right? So it's like, it's just the direction that you have to go to get over there into that corner. They were just celebrating, I think, on the way out, and then fans started chirping at them, and that's where, yes, and Brian Applewhite was there, and he helped them, said, hey, we got to get in the locker room. So Dan was saying there's no coaches around. There were absolutely coaches around, and they locked it in when they saw it, but it wasn't deliberately the players going over and taunting the fans. They were just on their way out, celebrating, having a good time. Fans started chirping at them, and then, they started chirping back a little bit, but then that's when Brian Applewhite came in and roped it in and got them moving along. So the fact that they were saying that there was no coaches around letting them act like that, that's false. And the fact that they were saying that it was disrespectful because they just deliberately went over there to dance on their logo, that's false as well. So, this day and age where you can just report hot takes and no repercussions for it without knowing the backstory of it, miss me with that. But I just don't think that was a legit take.
And remember, we're irrelevant.
Yeah, right?
So after all that football, that's your story? You're coming out on a national radio show that Nebraska was dancing in the end zone after they won a game on the road? Wow. Solid take. All right, 402-413-2400. Let's go to North Platte. Jim, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Greg and Jessica. I've got like 2-3 questions. When they put Southern Cal and UCLA in the Big Ten Conference, I wish they would put them in our bracket to even out the two leagues. And I would like to praise Nebraska's defense the last 2 games. And I've got a question for you and Jessica. I think we can beat all the teams, but basically Minnesota and basically Michigan. Go Big Red. What do you two think?
All right,
Thank
Jim.
you.
All right, appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the call. Hey, look at how Indiana pushed Michigan in the fourth quarter. And the Huskers had just beaten Indiana the week before. As I think we've learned week after week in this sport, anything can happen. Don't take a week off. Don't say you can't beat anybody. And don't say anybody can't beat you. That's been disproven. And you're right. USC, UCLA, they have not decided whether they're going to go to divisions, pods, what they're going to do. But you can't be making those teams fly completely across the country very often.
Yeah, that would be brutal. And we talked about this when it happened. It's closer to fly to, I think, Iceland than it is
We were
from
over
Rutgers
halfway
to Iceland than it is from Rutgers to L.A.
We were over halfway to Dublin in New Jersey. We were. We were halfway on the flight that we took clear across the pond to play a game. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Also, just a quick comment. It was really kind of shocking on our broadcast Friday that it was Matt's last broadcast after 19 years as a part of this network. He's moving on to that 1890, that collective that's going to help try to put together some deals for Husker football and volleyball players. It's a new NIL collaborative, and it's certainly needed around all of college sports and certainly here in Lincoln. So he's off to do that. It was really sad to say goodbye to Matt. I've done all my 15 years have been with Matt. Going to miss him a lot. We have not got a formal announcement. I think there's a pretty good thought of where this is headed, but no formal announcement yet on who his replacement's going to be. Yeah,
I mean, appreciate Matt, and it's a big opportunity to take over that NIL deal when this is just such a big part of when you talk about recruiting and all of those things. But I know you two, he meant a lot to you, and it's just a special bond that I know is built, especially over that amount of time, between a play-by-play guy and the color announcer. And it's not easy to build the chemistry and the relationship, so I know that takes a lot of time. But I know it was tough for you, but we'll move forward, and I know you'll take care of the next guy that comes along, like you took care of me when I came in.
There will be somebody in the booth Saturday night, and I think we'll find out here in the next day or so. Hopefully, we don't have a whole lot of time before Saturday night's game. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat with Bob next. Good evening, Bob. Welcome to the program.
Hey, the Big Mac sacks taste a lot better when they after a win than a loss.
You bet they do. You bet they do.
Hey, but you know what? This is 2 in a row. 3 this week. Let's take care of business at Purdue. And then the train is going to keep rolling until we get to the Big Ten championship. But one game at a time. And I tell you what, I like the way this is going. Let's keep it up. And all of you fans that have were doubting this team, and all you fair weather fans, there's no room on board now. You should have got on board at the beginning of the season. This train keeps going. And let's just take care of Purdue, knock out Purdue, and then next game, right?
Love it, Bob.
So, but yeah, I like it. I think that I think we're looking at the next head coach and the next defensive coordinator, and Bush is doing one heck of a job. And let's just keep it going.
Good stuff. Bob, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Bill Bush, because there is a dramatic difference in the way these guys are playing and the way that they're getting things done. And, again, the other night, held them to under 350 yards of offense and really only gave up 10 points. 3 of the points was because of the punt block, but they stopped him at the 9-yard line and made him kick a field goal.
Bill Bush has been phenomenal. I will say that, but I do want to give credit, too, to Barrett Root and Mike Dawson. And it's been really neat to see the interactions between, Bill Bush comes over and they kind of have collective conversations of, hey, what do we need to tweak here? What do we need to do here? It's like, and Bill Bush said that he was going to rely on those guys to help him navigate this defense. And I think that it's been and I think Bill Bush will be the first to tell you that it's been, yes, he's leading the charge, absolutely, but it's been a collective effort. And that might not have been easy for these guys. That is a new defensive coordinator. They have things in place, but I think the way that they've all kind of come together and rallied together to help lead this defense has what's been really impressive to me.
Good stuff. So the third down defenses the last 2 weeks, Indiana was 2 of 15. Rutgers was 4 of 16. So for the last 2 games on third downs, teams are 6 of 31. Now, I don't have a Baker degree, but I think that's 19%.
What? I'm sorry. Let me just get this out there. I am not going to be I'm not going to be in the booth. The chat is blowing up. I'm not going to be in the booth. It's not going to be me.
In the booth. Okay.
It's not going to be me. What did you say? Sorry.
The last 2 games, Husker defense has held their teams to 6 of 31 on third downs.
Wow.
19%.
Wow.
How about that?
That is very impressive. Getting off the field, yes.
The first 4 games, it was 51%.
Wow.
So that's an unbelievable amount of improvement on that side of things. All right, 402-413-2400, the number to call or fire off a text. Go visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November the 4th and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Wisconsin football game in Lincoln. That's November the 19th. Plus, you get a pregame tailgate party with that. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska, and you could be a winner this season. More of the show, including a chat with Garrett Nelson that Jessica had after the game. That's next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you incorporate value-added grains into your operation, you add more dollars and more value to every acre. When you add the MyCVA app, you see just how much more value with every digital scale ticket. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it is sponsored by Acres. The Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you, 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question, or you can fire off a text. Gavin sent a text, said, guys, sorry I can't listen to the show tonight. I got flag football practice, but go Big Red. Gavin, have a good practice.
Yes. We'll allow you to miss for flag football
there you
practice.
Go. Have fun with that. Let's head to Minnesota. Tim's up next on Sports Sunday. Good evening, Tim.
Good evening, guys. Actually, let's see. I better take this off speaker. Okay. That game Friday night kind of reminded me of that 2015 game against Illinois. The only difference, it was the reverse. We got a 13-0 lead that time, and Illinois came back to beat us. So kind of similar that way. That's the first thing that I kind of thought. So the good thing is just being able to come back and win. That shows a lot of promise. Like one of you guys or whatever, someone in our camp is talked about stacking games, back to back. And then the more I thought of it, since Mickey has been the interim coach, now I'm not sure if that Mickey moniker, if that just applies to you guys or if he wants all fans to call him that. So I want to be respectful on that, whether we call him Mickey or Coach Joseph, if that applies to us too, fans. But anyway, the more I thought about it, he actually, I think it was exactly in my year in college at the U. In fact, I remember once, during those times, I fancied myself a pretty skilled ping pong player, had some success. Lo and behold, you should show up at Harper Sharon Smith sometime in the fall, maybe just taking some time off. But Steve Taylor and Mickey Joseph. Mm-hmm. And I was able to get a game with Steve Taylor. And
hey, Tim, you've told this story before on the air. Appreciate the phone call. I do think the way this team has won their last two games is really beneficial. They were able to pull away from Indiana in the fourth quarter, and then to come from behind and win a game on the road starts to develop that winning culture that's just not been around here for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, again, just finding a way to win those close games that has not happened much of, and you hear the players talk about it. And I did want to note his talking about Coach Mickey. Yeah, the players call him Coach Mickey.
They do.
So I think he's totally fine with calling him Coach Mickey. But did you see the shirts? There was a group of fans that were there that had on shirts from the song that the quote was like, "Guys like you, Mickey." And they were at the team hotel, and apparently Mickey was taking pictures with them. And but I mean, and then there was his wife had tweeted out there was a fan that was singing the "Oh, Mickey, you're so fun." That part, he was singing and dancing to it at the game. And so, I mean, it's been fun to see the support that has gotten behind Mickey, and this team loves him. And so keep rolling with them. And, again, the coaching search will play out how it is supposed to play out. Right. But for the time being, get behind this team right now and this train, because this is fun. 2 wins in a row, that's fun.
Sure is, and the guys were having certainly a lot of fun after the game. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. You were trying to do some interviews when all that fun was going on around in the locker room, and one of those guys was Garrett Nelson.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's fun. I'm okay with my interviews being interrupted after a win, which happens all the time, standing right there at the locker room. But yeah, Garrett Nelson, always a treat to get to talk to, and here is Garrett, the captain, after the game. Jessica Coody here with Garrett Nelson. Well, describe the emotion and the feeling that you have right now.
It's pretty indescribable. Even in, I think it was about 6 minutes into that last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, I was looking at those guys on defense, and I said, I don't think I'd really want to be anywhere else. And I don't really know where I'd be anywhere else without these guys. So we knew we had a job to go do when we went out there. And let me tell you, it holds true. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else besides on those fields with those guys.
I did a report on the broadcast. You just had a look in your eye that there was no doubt, that you had no doubt in that defense. What clicked, especially after that first drive?
I mean, you just settle into the game. That was our first away game, and in how many games, and coming into an atmosphere like that, just got to get settled. obviously we make adjustments and want to do better on that first drive and get a 3-and-out or stop them or hold them a field goal and things like that. But settle into that game. We knew what we needed to do up front, made some adjustments, and after that, obviously, shut them down.
There were several times that you guys went up to the offense, hey, we got you, we got you. I mean, how much belief did you guys have every time you went out there? It was like you were not tired at all.
No, I mean, that's just kind of how we are. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You got highly motivated people that are going to go to the very end with you, and that's easy to play hard for those guys. And then, they got my back in anything, and we got each other's back. But especially with the offense, we go and we knew we had confidence. They hold on to the ball, they do what they needed to do, and we keep them from scoring. Obviously, you win football games like that. But we did our job.
How about the guys on the back end? 3 interceptions.
Hey, that's credit to them, man. I'd like to take a little bit of credit to that. No, I'm kidding. Those guys have been locked down. I can't thank those guys enough for what they did, obviously, in that game, but also every day with the coaching changes and every single different thing thrown at their way. They've handled it with grace and with stride, and they've played their ass off just like the rest of us, and they're doing awesome. Love Bam Bam, love Malcolm, love Miles, all those. It's unbelievable what those guys do. I can't think enough what they do for this team, this defense, and for me.
You played in a lot of games where you couldn't find a way to finish this team, and you were on the wrong end of this one. So how good is it now to have 2 in a row that you guys finished a football game?
It feels pretty good. It's indescribable. That's what football is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to do, and we know what this team could do this for the last couple of years. So.
Now that you have these 2 in a row and you keep stacking, what goes into now another week and another game on the road?
24-hour rule. Get to celebrate this for 24 hours, get back to work.
Appreciate your time. Great game.
Thank you so much.
I just enjoyed talking to Garrett. Jeremiah and I recorded a podcast today, and we were talking before we started recording that when Garrett is done with everything, he needs to be in the WWE. He could be a WWE superstar.
Yeah, good.
He has a wrestling background. Mm-hmm. He grew up wrestling, but also his personality and the way that how he, his interviews and just he's so charismatic. I think he could be a superstar on WWE. But, his energy is infectious. And, just the way that the team was buying into it. And he came to play on Friday.
I think his best game he's played as a Husker. Really do. 11 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He thinks it's 2, but 1.5 is what he got credited for. So Art in Los Angeles on our text line said, Greg, did you notice that Kevin Warren has been at most of our games? He has been to more Nebraska games this year than any other Big Ten school. I wonder why. Maybe deep down he's a Husker fan. I walked down from the press box with the commissioner, and he wanted to go to the locker room. He didn't know where he's going. I go, follow me, we'll go. And so we did walk together for a little bit. He was in Lincoln the week before, and he was in Ireland when we were over there for that. I asked him if he was going to go down to Maryland the next day. It's only about an 1.5-hour drive from there to Maryland. He said no, he was doing another event for Rutgers on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So he was there for 2 things for Rutgers.
Speaking of special guests, how about Cam Jurgens and Jack Stoll?
Jack Stoll.
Were on the sidelines.
Did you get to talk to Cam?
I did talk to Cam. I didn't get a chance to interview him because I was trying to go get Mickey at halftime, but I chatted with him. He loves it at Philadelphia. It's been a great fit for him, and he's big. He's put on even more weight, so he's big dude.
I believe, and Andrew and Tim I think he got in the game yesterday. I think he played a little bit for the Eagles. So maybe his first appearance.
He really likes it, and they were having fun over there. And
good.
I told him, I was like, you got any eligibility left? I think the O-line could use you, but no, he was. It was good to see Cam.
Great. Only about an 1.5-hour drive from Philly over to.
Yeah, that's what he said. That it was not a bad drive at all.
All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number to dial us up on our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more of the show coming up.
Woodhouse Mazda and Woodhouse Place Mazda are the Omaha Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers. Conveniently located in Bellevue or in Millard off 144th and Giles Road. You can shop, finance, and buy your next Mazda SUV or sedan your way.
Welcome back into
our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you to your next vehicle. And our full service department is there for you when your vehicle needs maintenance. Visit us at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com to learn more.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker pride, powered locally.
Short serve pass by Yosia. The slide, and the older O'Gorman gets stuffed. Aubrey O'Gorman gets blocked by Caitlin Horn. And Maddie Kubik and the Big Red with a quick 3-love lead just started set 3, trying to sweep.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly at 6 p.m. where we'll break down the latest Nebraska football press conference from Mickey Joseph. Then at 7, it's the Nebraska Volleyball Show with John Cook. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. UNL has been awarded over $14 million by the U.S. Department of Commerce to expand robotics research and teaching spaces, part of a $25 million award given to the state of Nebraska to advance robotics research. The funding will allow the university to educate and train the next generation of Nebraska workers, entrepreneurs, and innovators for careers of the future.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and heading for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, Financial Services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
We're inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you Monday night after a Husker win on Saturday over Rutgers, or over the Friday win over Rutgers, 14-13. 402-413-2400. That's the number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Jerry from Rockport, do you think we will incorporate more quarterback run game moving forward, either Wildcat or just Logan Smothers package of option football? Jerry, I've been calling for it for months, but maybe not. We're halfway through the season. We really haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much any of that would have been successful on Friday. I mean, I think they'll be the offensive line will be the first to tell you they got to play better. They have to play better. And even Anthony Grant, who has had tremendous success by just giving him a little bit of space, had a hard time running the football on Friday night. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But Logan has not appeared like he's going in at all. And I've paid close attention to it, but it doesn't look like he's he helps kind of coach and signal, with the offense and call in signals and all of that. So he's wearing a headset, and it doesn't look like he's going in. It's definitely always been Chuba when there has been a need for another quarterback.
And I think that Mark Whipple is the coordinator, and his more of his background is in the passing game. I think Scott Frost is probably more of the expert on the option type offense. I don't know that Mark Whipple has that much background in it moving forward, so that's maybe what's not allowing that to take place. But I know Mickey likes some option stuff, but he's got a lot on his plate right now as being the head coach.
And also, your quarterback's already banged up. We've seen it, and do you want to take that risk of running with Casey when he's already? Right. And I'm sorry, but the way that he can throw it, and that's the strength of this offense, and everybody will tell you that. And even I think Mickey will even say it. They believe that their strength of the offense is their wide receivers and getting and throwing the ball deep. But you have to do other things to allow for that to work. And so, but with Casey's arm and his ability to throw the football, I don't know if you want to risk him getting hurt by running him. So that's where, yes, maybe you run in somebody else. But I don't know. I haven't seen it. Doesn't look like it would be an option. But I don't know if I necessarily want Casey. I know it would help, but I don't know at this point with his hurt and banged up and as many hits as he's taken, if you want him to take the risk of being a running, quote-unquote, quarterback.
Doug and McCook, great to get the win, but our offensive line's the reason we're not going to win many more games the rest of the year. So many times our quarterback was getting hit. I feel bad for Casey. That's legitimate. That's kind of a reality check, Doug. I mean, we feel good because we won, and that's the ultimate goal. But that was ugly to watch at times because Casey, I think, got hit on, I think he attempted 38 passes. Is that right? 37. I think he got hit on 26 of the 37 passes. He got knocked down. That's a lot of getting yourself back up off the turf and taking those kind of blows. That's way too many. Yeah, I mean, and he's had to go to the tent multiple times, and I know he had his fingers taped up, and yeah, he's just you got to be better at protecting him. And Rutgers blitzed a lot, and they're known for that. They blitzed a lot, and that was more than what they've seen so far. But yeah, again, I mean, I don't think that, knowing those guys up front, and they wouldn't have been okay with that. They know that they got to play better. And so hopefully they respond from it and will improve and make the adjustments needed and get better from here on out. But it's also, you have to keep in mind that there's been a lot of shuffling and there's 2 starters down, and it's not easy. And a lot of the O-line play, and I've heard this because I've done a lot of talking with offensive linemen, and a lot of them talk about how important the chemistry is and playing together and getting that rhythm of playing together. And there has been a whole lot of shuffling going on that hasn't allowed for a lot of chemistry and rhythm to be built. I do think we've seen more consistency here the last couple
couple of weeks of the guys that have been playing. And so hopefully that helps moving forward. The more that these guys get experience playing together, they can get that rhythm and chemistry. But Kevin Williams, what's his status? I've been asked about him a few times too.
He had an ankle injury a couple weeks ago, maybe for Illinois. I don't think he can play Purdue, but then with the bye week, he might be able to come back for
Would
Illinois.
help to have him
Sure
because he played pretty well the times that he's been in there. So
he did. So really, you're down 3.
Yeah.
Guys that were probably part of your top 7 going into the season. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Anthony in our YouTube stream says, any chance of Fedoni maybe getting on the field soon? I don't know that he made the trip.
He did not make the trip. A lot of those injured players did not make the trip. Kevin Williams wasn't there. They don't have a lot of guys on the sidelines that are not in uniform because
on road games.
Yeah, there's a restriction limit of guys that you can take. But I said this on the pregame show. He's definitely on my list of guys to watch every single week from here on out because you just get the feeling that it's any moment now. I think maybe at this point you probably wait till after the bye week. I would hopefully, we'll see. Maybe Illinois, same as Kevin Williams, but I don't know. But he's fun to watch from the sidelines, too, because he's an energy guy. He's a lot like Garrett Nelson in that regard, in that he brings the energy, and you can tell he's just chomping at the bit to get out there. And so I think, hopefully, but he's also a guy you don't need to rush either. The way that Chancellor Brewington has been playing, you got Travis Vokalek back. I know Travis went out with the ankle, but that ankle thing is just one where it hurts really badly, but then you just get up, you walk it off, and then you go back. It's just one of those lingering type things. But the way that the tight end, you don't want to push Fedoni if he's not ready with the guys that you have in that room that have been playing pretty well. But yeah, he's on my watch list every single week because I do think we're getting close. It seems like we're getting close.
How about Travis's first Husker touchdown?
That was awesome. It was so cool to see the reaction of everybody on the sideline. And, everybody knew that was his first touchdown. A lot of times it doesn't really happen where there's that much of a celebration, but he means so much to this team, and he's done so much for this team. And a lot of what he does, too, doesn't even show up on the stat sheet because he has to help out a lot in the pass, in the run block and all of that and protection. And so for him to be rewarded with a touchdown, it was really cool to see the reactions of his teammates, and boy, he was smiling from ear to ear for a long time after that.
And against the school that he started his college career.
Yep.
Pretty neat. Hey, our Sports Nightly hotline open and available for you. It's brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400. That's the number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. We're back with more next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you on a Monday night. A lot of questions about Matt's replacement and who makes the call on that. You may have heard that the new media company will be taking over the network rights at the start of the year in January. They were approved by the Board of Regents on September the 30th. It's really the athletic department's call right now with the, I think they're consulting the new media company called Playfly, but because it's still under the control of the athletic department through the end of the year, I think it's really more of an athletic department call with some consultation with Playfly. Playfly will then be able to do more of that after the first of the year. Also, on the chat room, they want to know about Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. He's been hurt. I think there's some talk now going on about maybe redshirting Isaiah. He's not played over 4 games, so chance that maybe he could save the year. If he's battling an injury, can't play, might as well try to do that.
Yeah, and I noticed too, because Tommy Hill moved to wide receiver and he's wearing 2, and that's Isaiah's number. So I, again, don't know what is happening there, but yeah, he was hurt, and then Tommy Hill, he looks pretty good running out with the wide receivers.
Great athlete.
Yeah.
And really fast.
Yes. Yeah. And I thought it was so neat how he responded to, because he probably wasn't going to play, but he was literally after every defensive stop, he'd run over there and high-five the defense. He was trying to talk to the wide receivers about things he was seeing. Probably has a good perspective as a defensive back of what the wide receivers can do. And then also he was standing right next to Coach Whipple a lot of the times, probably trying to learn the offense.
Learn the lingo.
So I was really, because, a guy like that has had a lot of hype and wanted to play and might have that playing time limited now, to see the way I was really impressed by him. He could have pouted, could have been mad, could have sat over there and not contributed, but the fact that he was invested in his teammates, probably was one of the happiest dudes on the sideline and didn't play much, and other than on special teams, and the way he's trying to help in both regards, with the defense and the offense, and on top of that trying to learn while he's at it, I was really, really impressed by him.
So be on the lookout in the coming weeks. I think Tommy's going to get some snaps. It may take him a few more weeks. You got a bye week coming up next week. Maybe he can really help the Huskers. I'm telling you, folks, that last stretch of the season, there's some tough teams. Illinois playing great now in the national polls. Minnesota has been ranked. Obviously, Michigan is a highly, highly ranked team. Wisconsin looks like they got healthy a little bit with pounding Northwestern on Saturday. And then you wrap it up with Iowa. Always a physical, tough game with the Hawkeyes to wrap it up. So probably the bulk and the meat of the schedule still to come for the Cornhuskers. Wow, what a quick first hour.
Yeah, that flew.
Great to hear from everybody. Keep the text calls coming in hour number 2. We're going to hear from Brandon Moore, who had a big interception for the Huskers. Bam Bam, that's what they call him, right? Love that nickname for him. We'll hear from him in the second hour, and I can't wait to hear everybody's weekend winners. Let's hope they all abide by the rules. We're back with that coming up next hour.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
I would say that the reputation of i3 Bank is stellar. It is one of integrity.
Carmen Tapio, President and CEO of North End Teleservices and i3 Bank customer.
It is one of honesty. It is one of following through with what they say that they're going to do, and that is an amazing relationship to have in banking today.
Supporting local Nebraska businesses for nearly 100 years, i3 Bank, intelligent banking. Visit i3.bank to hear more of Carmen's story. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
with the GoCurrency.com sports ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Welcome to a new week, Huskers fans, and boy, does it feel good. Nebraska football is tied for first place in the Big Ten West, and volleyball is coming off a banner performance last week, sweeping both Michigan State and Michigan. For their efforts, Nebraska volleyball maintained the third ranking in the latest AVCA polls. Libero Alexi Rodriguez was named the co-Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Rodriguez averaged 6 digs per set in the Huskers sweeps last week, and that was again against Michigan State and Michigan. Against Michigan, she recorded a season-high 25 assists and added 2 aces. Against the Wolverines, she was 17 for 17 in reception attempts after going 15 of 15 against Michigan State. Rodriguez has been an elemental part of the Huskers, leading the nation with an opposing hitting percentage of .118. In those top 25 rankings, Texas and Louisville remain 1 and 2 in volleyball, and in the Big Ten, as always, is well represented. Wisconsin jumped from 7th to 5th. Ohio State held firm at 6th. Purdue dropped to 9th. Minnesota moved up 1 spot to 10th. Penn State, the Huskers' next opponent, dropped 1 spot to 14th, and Michigan stayed put at 24th. Right up I-80, Creighton held firm at 21. And in pro sports tonight, no MLB games, but a couple of good headlines coming out of the end of the wild card round, which ended yesterday. Phillies interim manager Rob Thompson, promoted midseason after Joe Girardi was fired on June 3rd, earned a 2-year extension after the Phillies downed the St. Louis Cardinals this past weekend. The Phillies will meet the Braves tomorrow in the NLDS. The Braves, for their part, signed Rookie of the Year candidate Spencer Strider, starting pitcher, to a 6-year, $75 million contract extension this morning. In the NFL today, following a 1-4 start, the Panthers fired head coach Matt Rule, defensive coordinator Phil Snow, and assistant special teams coach Ed Foley. And in just a few minutes, it's an AFC West showdown on Monday Night Football as the Raiders are in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. That game kicks off again just a couple minutes, around 7:15. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Thompson gets a snap, gives it off, or fakes a handoff, throws it over the middle, pass, caught, touchdown, Nebraska. Travis Vokalek comes back to his initial school out of college and gets his first touchdown of the year. And his first touchdown as a Husker.
Yes. Middle tip shot by Becca Alec, not down. Michigan State down 2 at the ball. Roll shots at. Here come the Huskers. Ani Evans chooses middle. Becca Alec, kaboom. 2017 Nebraska.
Casey awaits the snap. Gets it. Play actions. Back to throw. Step throws for the end zone. Looking for Trey Palmer. He makes a catch. Touchdown. Oh, Nebraska.
Baby. What a throw and catch. Casey Thompson to Trey Palmer in the back of the end zone.
And more not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr backs that right side. Whitney Lonstein. Kaboom! Ooh. Set and match, Big Red.
Simon in the gun. Gets the snap. Steps. Hit as he throws. Down the field. A pass is going to be intercepted. Malcolm Hartzog goes down. And the Huskers are going to win this Friday night battle in Piscataway as Malcolm Hartzog gets the pick.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back for hour number 2 of our Monday night show. You heard some volleyball clips in there. We will have our volleyball show with the head coach, John Cook, tomorrow night, hour number 2. So this time tomorrow night, he will be here along with JB. They're back home finally. 4 straight road matches for the Big Red. Back home on Friday night to take on Penn State. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Plenty of time for you to break down the Rutgers game. And as we look ahead to the Purdue Boilermakers, Nebraska, Purdue, and Illinois, all 2-1 in league play and the top of the Big Ten West Conference. Feels good to say we're still in first place this deep into October.
And hey, finally got a weekly award.
How about that? It was nice for the volleyball team. Lexi finally got something,
Yes,
huh?
yeah.
Let's hand some of those All-Americans a few conference awards every now and then, right? Ron on our text line said, hey, is there going to be a red-white Husker baseball series this fall? I see Hawksfield is under construction. The answer is no, there is not, because of what you just said there. They are tearing up the turf out there and relaying sod. They are headed to Lawrence on Saturday. They've got an exhibition game with Kansas in Lawrence Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's that. Also, Armand out of Omaha says, I like to say I'm really loving the fight of our guys. Being down by 13, coming back to win was great. It was an ugly win, but an ugly win is better than an ugly loss. Coach Mickey, Bush, Whipple, the whole staff, hats off for getting these guys to stay focused. We still have a lot to clean up, but I'm loving the direction. Go Big Red. Thanks for taking the text. So, yeah, good stuff. You have to feel good about any win you get in a conference game, and particularly when it's on the road. You take it, you clap your hands, and you walk out.
Style points don't do anything for you. It doesn't matter how you win. Just, keep racking up those ones in the win column. That's the really only thing that matters. It doesn't matter how pretty you do it. Just got to find ways to win. And that was big. Yes, exactly. It was big for this team to be down, to fight to get back, to believe they could do it, and to make the plays needed when they absolutely had to have it. And that's a big part of finding a way to win on the road is, you've got to create your own momentum and your own energy. And for them to be able to come up with a big interception when they absolutely had to have it there and then lead, and then for the offense to capitalize off of that and go score when they have not had much success scoring and moving the ball. So, yeah, the way that, that they didn't perform well in the first half, it was not pretty, but for them to come back and find a way to get that win, I think speaks volumes to where this team is at mentally this year.
No doubt, and I loved Nebraska's opening drive of the second half. They're down 13-0. Huskers were looking at 4th and 2 from about the 27-yard line, and instead of kicking the field goal, I loved the aggressive call by Coach Joseph to go for the 4th down. They got it. They converted it. I think it was Anthony Grant picked up like 7 yards on the carry. They went in and scored the touchdown on that drive. And at that moment, you felt like, all right, game on, 13-7 now.
Well, again, when your defense is playing the way that they were, it allows for you to make some of those calls. That if you don't get it, you have faith that your defense will get a stop. And I mean, for as much as our offense was struggling, Rutgers' offense was struggling too, and they were having a hard time, throwing the ball after that first series. And so, when you have faith and your defense is performing the way that you're performing, it allows for you to make some of those calls with your offense.
Speaking of Anthony Grant, how about him trucking that guy on the far sideline? Was that something else? Woo.
I wish I would have had a video camera on the way that the defense that were on the sideline, how they reacted to that. Boy, you wanted to that fired them up like I have not seen. And then Garrett Nelson I about handed him the mic because the way he was breaking it down, and he was like, it was hilarious. It was so, and again, that's part of going into, I put out a tweet about how much I enjoy this team. I mean, there's a lot of fun personalities, and Anthony Grant does that. That's what he does. And for as electric as he is in making some cuts and getting himself big chunk plays, he absolutely embraces the physicality. And he told me that from the start, that he likes to be a guy that runs over people. He's not afraid of contact. And that right there, Jeremiah said, if you need to get a picture and a video of, hey, this is how you finish a run, this right here, there's no better example of how you finish the run than this right here.
It's vicious.
Yeah. Jeremiah actually compared him a little bit to Zeke Elliott, how Zeke Elliott was pretty physical.
Love it. And again, he didn't have huge numbers running the football, but he played really hard. Anthony brings it pretty much every week.
And,
for the Huskers.
At one point, he and we talked about how he had to go get treatment and, that kind of stuff. And he was getting a lot of carries. And, boy, he was standing up there right there at the front of the sideline. And they had to tell him, hey, sit down for a minute. Get a breather. Feet. Yeah.
Get off your feet.
He loves to play the game, and he is really well liked in the locker room, but he just wants to, whatever he needs to do, he is fine with that carry, that load. A lot of running backs can't handle that, but he's a guy that absolutely can.
Folks, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto Family dealership this season. A contestant is chosen every week. So if you'd like to get yourself entered, go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to get yourself officially entered. Well, the defense was the story. We heard from Garrett Nelson in hour one, a career-high 11 tackles. The Huskers also picked off 3 passes in the game, one of those from Brandon Moore, who only joined this program in August. That a guy that you caught up with after the game.
Yeah, I mean, you heard Garrett Nelson earlier talk about how much he loves those guys and Bam Bam, and he is well-liked for his he hasn't been here very long. For the length of time that he's been here, a short amount of time, he is really well-liked, and he had to play a lot because of the injury to Quentin Newsome. So here is Brandon Moore following the game. Jessica Coody here with Brandon Moore, one of the guys that had one of 3 interceptions. Man, how proud are you of the way that this defense came out and played tonight?
I'm just very proud. Everybody trusted the coaches. We trusted the game plan, and everybody just executed.
You were very vocal and instilling belief in this defense. Why has that been important for you to take on that role and be a vocal guy?
The defense is a tight-knit group, so I just try to be a voice.
Damn right we are.
Everybody,
Damn right we are.
Everybody loves each other. We all trusted the game plan. We trusted our coaches and what has been taught to us, and it was just executed on the field.
Is Bill Bush echoing there that yes, we are absolutely. So what kind of belief has he instilled in you guys?
He just not really instilled belief, just told us to really believe in each other. We kind of was, but he kind of just showed us, like, if y'all do, the results will come. And we've had 2 shutouts in the second half. We've won back-to-back games, and it's been a great feeling, to be honest.
How much confidence did you guys have? I mean, it was when you guys were going back out there was absolutely no doubt, and you kept telling the offense, hey, we got you, we got you. So how much confidence did this defense have tonight?
A lot, you know what I'm saying? Because we go through this in practice, and for some reason, I don't know, we've just been molding together, because I guess we just see the bigger picture now, and we know what we can really do, you know what I'm saying? So everybody just really believes in each other and really believes that we can get the job done. So when we fell behind, we didn't really think we were behind. It was just like, we just got to capitalize, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we need to help them or they need to help us. It was just like, we all just got to do our job and capitalize.
Take me back to your interception, what you saw and how you were able to make the play.
We were just playing, some form of cover 2, and I just executed what my coach taught me and saw 2 come out and broke on the ball, thanks to D-line getting pressure and making the quarterback hurry up and throw the ball, and I just caught the ball and got a turnover.
Not 1, not 2, but 3, and then Miles Farmer has the interception that ends up giving the go-ahead touchdown. So just the guys in the secondary and the way you guys are playing, how big was that, the plays that you guys were able to give to this team?
Coach Bush and Coach Fish coaches us hard. You know what I'm saying? They put us in stressful situations in practice, and we were prepared for that moment, and we just came through.
How about Malcolm, the freshman, backing up what he did last week and sealing it with an interception there?
Malcolm is a great player. The defense believes in him. He got all the older guys around him, so he kind of doesn't feel like a freshman because the defense tells him, like, you're out here. Age doesn't matter, year doesn't matter, and everybody believes in little Malcolm, and that's why he just comes and plays every week and makes the play.
How do you guys build off of this one?
We just keep stacking. We can't get too high on it. You know what I'm saying? We won the game, which is what we wanted to do, but we just got to get back and look at the film and execute some more.
Appreciate your time. Great game.
Thank you.
I told him after, I was like, how about another interception next week? We'll interview you again. He was great to talk to.
Sure was. Doesn't bother you when you hear that hooting and hollering in the background, huh?
It makes me laugh, but it's what's so great about when this team wins, and then I'm all for it. If it means my interviews have to get interrupted after a win, I'm all for it. Let's have it. I mean, even Bill Bush was getting in on the.
I was going to say, it sounded like Bill Bush there.
Bill Bush was interrupting. I mean, it happens every time, but I'm okay with it. It makes it fun, and it just shows again the camaraderie of this team and how much they really, really like each other and are supportive of each other. And it's been a lot of fun these last couple of weeks.
It's hard to win. It is.
Yeah.
At this level, in any sport at the Division I level like this, so you've got to enjoy wins. And you put so much time and effort into each game and film study and practice and all of that. You got to enjoy it. And that's the moment for them to enjoy life, is after wins.
And they only get to enjoy it for 24 hours.
That's right.
I mean, that's what's also, I think, has been pretty impressive about the buy-in that Mickey Joseph has been able to have in such a short time, is that you're hearing these players. It translates to the message that they're saying. And so, they're like, we're going to enjoy it for 24 hours, And so they know that, hey, we got one day, we got 24 hours, we're going to celebrate this because this was fun. But after that, we got to close the chapter and move on to the next one.
Well, and Bam's going to play a lot with Quentin now injured. I don't know how he may be week to week for a while here, so a little thin in that secondary. And you moved Tommy Hill from defense to offense, so now he's not in part of your depth chart.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully those guys, because that's going to be a big challenge too, of course, with the Purdue wide receivers. So going to be a big matchup to watch.
You're going to need a lot of DBs this week because they're going to go a lot of 5 wides and stuff against the Huskers. All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number to call us or fire off a text. The text line's been pretty active here tonight. It is our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for. All right, again, 402-413-2400. More of the show coming up.
The Lead Center for Performing Arts is celebrating 33 years of bringing the world's top artists to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus. Upcoming shows include Hamilton, Yo-Yo Ma, American Ballet Theater, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Get tickets at leadcenter.org.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Woodhouse Nissan makes car buying easy, enjoyable, and stress-free. We will bring the dealership to your driveway with Nissan at Home. You can shop, drive, and buy a new or pre-owned Nissan all from the comfort of your own home. Explore every aspect of the purchasing process at your pace and convenience. Get real pricing on your vehicle of choice, review lease and financing options, and complete a credit application. Get to your next adventure faster with Woodhouse Nissan.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Simon gets the snap, back to throw, holding, being rushed, gets hit, goes down. Huskers get a sack. O'Shawn Mathis gets a sack.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Wednesday, join us for Sports Nightly at 6 p.m. In Hour 1, we'll break down the latest Nebraska football practice report with coordinators Mark Whipple and Bill Bush. In Hour 2, we'll get a taste of the sideline slice with Jeremiah Searles and then take the latest tour around the Big Ten with the Big Ten Blitz. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratcherooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So
How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It's a Monday night, 402-413-2400. The call or fire off a text. Time for us to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker soccer, who tied Ohio State over the weekend 2-2, will be back on the pitch at Hibner Field Thursday night at 7:05. Illinois in town. Right now, Huskers would be a part of the Big Ten tournament. Only the top 8 make the Big Ten tournament at the end of the month. Husker volleyball, after their 4-game road swing, back home to take on Penn State on Friday night, 7:30 first serve, 7 o'clock for pregame coverage. And Husker football will be at Purdue, Ross-Ade Stadium on Saturday, 6:30 kick, 2:30 for pregame coverage here on the Huskers Radio Network. We got back. We landed a little after 3 a.m. Friday night, and then you were back out at Bullen Stadium for the More is Possible rally pretty early Saturday morning. One, it was cool. It was really chilly out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it got better as the day went along, about 11:30 or so. But yeah, it was really neat. It was so cool to see all the women's teams out there. The gymnastics team their station had a balance beam, so people could get on the balance beam and see how hard it is. It was on the ground, of course, but with mats. But you could see how hard it is to actually just walk on the balance beam, let alone get up there when it's lifted. 6 feet, or how far is it? 5. It's got to be at least 5 feet.
I don't know that it's quite 5, maybe 4.5. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So, but that far in the air, and they had a javelin throw. You could throw a little of the javelin, which Trev Alberts was out there throwing the javelin. It wasn't like a real javelin, but it was, I guess, maybe a practice one. And then he was on the balance beam.
Were the bowlers there?
The bowlers were there, yes, and they had a cool station. Women's basketball was there. They had a Pop-A-Shot thing. So yeah, I mean, just the soccer team obviously wasn't there, and women's volleyball wasn't there because they had games. But it was such a cool event, and leading into the fall softball game, which I've been told that was probably the most well-attended fall game in a while out there. So it was just an awesome event, and kudos to Kate Dean and the athletics department for wanting to do something like this and providing an opportunity. There's a lot of little girls out there, and that's, to me, most important. That's what you want to inspire the next generation to want to get out there and play and believe that they could do what these girls are doing.
Very cool. Softball's done now for the fall. They wrapped up their fall season with a game with Omaha yesterday. So they put the bats and balls away for a couple of months. They'll do some studying and then start cranking up once January gets here for their season, which will start the second week of February. I mentioned earlier in the hour, baseball will wrap up their fall. They go to Lawrence for an exhibition with the Jayhawks this Saturday. Volleyball, mentioned in the what's coming up, what's on tap. 4 straight road matches. They only lost 1 set on the road. Rutgers, Maryland, both Michigans. They lose one set, and John Cook was very excited about the way they played against Michigan on Saturday.
I feel like they haven't been here in forever.
Been a while.
Yeah, but and then he was disappointed following which game?
Michigan State, a little bit down, but boy,
so for the way that they responded and bounced back, I mean, it got better for it, and it's never easy to. I mean, we just talked about how hard it is to win for football teams. Same thing, especially in volleyball, and when you play teams so quick turnaround and. You know, the scouts are out there, and I mean, just a big weekend, big series for them to go on that big road swing, which also can be really tough to do when you're on the road that much, and for them to come out and dominate the way that they did.
So they'll play Penn State, always great matches with Penn State, Northwestern, then on Sunday. So they have 2 matches coming up this weekend at home. Lexi Rodriguez got one of the conference honors today. They're the only undefeated team in conference play left. Everybody else has a loss in the conference except Nebraska. So they are in first place in the league. Mentioned soccer. They're tied for 5th right now in the conference after the tie with Ohio State. The Buckeyes were ranked 16th in the country. Nebraska was trailing in that match 2-1 with 4 minutes to go. Got the equalizer with 4 minutes left and got a point out of that match. Good for them.
What's their RPI now? Because we were talking about that.
I checked today. It's 56.
Okay.
So they're probably not. They're still out. You got to be probably in the low 40s. But you go win a couple more here down the stretch, you might have a shot.
Especially on the road, because you get, that all helps the RPI. But yeah, and just getting into the Big Ten tournament too is gives you an opportunity as well. But I did Chuck in the chat room. Appreciate you, Chuck. He said balance beam is 4.1 feet and 125 centimeters.
Okay, so you have just barely over 4. That makes sense.
But I was thinking, when you think about gymnasts, because they're not
they're not very tall.
Not very tall, but they're taller than the beam always, so it had to be at least 4 feet. But also, speaking of Kinsey Davis, who is one of our best gymnasts, she sang the national anthem out at the softball game and killed it.
Really?
You talk about a talented person. She was really good. She sang it really well. I was impressed with her.
Good. We're working on talking to somebody from the volleyball team before Friday's match against John Cook tomorrow night for his full-hour radio show. A couple of those players we've not really done a lot with. We have with Kinsey and Nicklin and some of those players. Maddie Kubik, we've talked to them quite a bit. But there's some of these young players. Whitney Lawson might be an All-American.
Yeah,
she might.
I haven't interviewed her or Becca. There's a lot of these younger players that I haven't been able to chat with. So hopefully we'll get them in here and be able to do a conversation with them. And a lot of fun storylines there to talk to. And, again, as the season continues to unfold, we'll continue to do more and more with them. But it was tough. We were trying to get them on last week, but just with the road schedule, it just didn't work out.
Now that they're here all week, hopefully we can grab one of them and talk to them. We have an hour Sports Island Friday before JB and Lauren take over. We'd like to get a player on and kind of extend the pregame show for them a little bit. On our text line, Dave in Minnesota, why no Gabe Irvin at Rutgers? Dave, I wish I knew. Saw Gabe kind of walking up and down the hallway after the game and getting on the buses after the game, so I know he was on the trip, but I think they just felt like that for that game, a heavy dose of Anthony Grant, and then Jock got a couple of carries and did okay when he had a chance to run the football a little bit. But, yeah, I'm a big Gabe fan. I think you are as well. At some point in time, he's going to get a shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because you thought coming off the game against Indiana and even Oklahoma, when AJ went down, that you thought that Gabe would be a guy that was getting more opportunities. And yeah, I'm not sure if it was because we've seen how Anthony just needs a little bit of room, and being that there wasn't a lot of space to run, maybe they thought that Anthony would be better about trying to rip off a good run as opposed to, being able to run through a big wide hole. So I don't know, but maybe we'll see more of him moving along, because it's a grind, and you would think, I know he's a machine, but you would think that it'd be really hard to expect the kind of, carries and workload that Anthony Grant has had throughout Big Ten play.
Another text, how many wins does Mickey need to have to be seriously considered for our head coaching position? Seems like there is a lot of chemistry between him, the staff, and the players at this point. Would be a shame to lose that, especially if we continue to win games. I think with each win Mickey adds to the docket, his chances go up. And I'll be honest with you, folks, this is the first time we've traveled with this team with Mickey as the top guy, the head coach. And I was really impressed. I'm impressed with the way he is around the staff, or is he around the players. He's doing a lot of things really, really well. And again, just keep rooting on Mickey and his team, and everything else will take care of itself. I don't know if there's a golden number out there for Mickey that he's got to win 6 or 7 or 5. I don't think there's that. I just think it's see how this plays out.
Absolutely. And that's why we were saying 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, however long it was, be patient. Let's see how this thing unfolds. You never know. But it's just, you cannot deny that there's a lot of teams that would not have responded the way that this team has responded the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of teams that if the changes happened, it would just not be something that they would come out and win back-to-back games. It just would be a wash season. But this team never lost faith in that, hey, we got a long season, we're going to get it together, and the way that they bought in and have even just bought into the adjustments, not even just from the head coach, but even from your assistant coaches. I mean, I talked a lot about this, Bill Bush, but then also with Mike Cassano and the way that the wide receivers listen to him.
Joey
Connors, the special teams coach. I mean, it's just the way that they're buying in and listening and to coaching changes, which a lot of these guys, that's why they sign up to go play for a team, is those position coaches. And so, and even the different voices that the defensive backs are hearing now. I mean, Travis Fisher talks to the corners, and then Bill Bush talks to the safeties and the nickels. And so, yeah, there's just been a lot of changes. And so for the way that this team is bought in, it goes to that leadership. And Mickey's done a great job of, and I don't think he's trying to do too much either. I think he's relying on people to help. He talked about how a player-led team is going to be the best team. So he is really invested in those captains and the leaders of this team. Hey, you got to help me lead this team, and they've bought into that. And so I think it's a trickle-down effect that if everybody's buying into that yeah, it speaks volumes. And so we'll see how this thing continues to unfold. But I think so far, the way that this team has come out and played the last couple of weeks has been very impressive.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and of course, it's the law. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text. We're back with more of the show next.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratcherooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you incorporate value-added grains into your operation, you add more dollars and more value to every acre. When you add the MyCVA app, you see just how much more value with every digital scale ticket. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. If you want to join us, 402-413-2400. That also doubles up as our text line. Time now for our special teams diagnosis, presented by Nebraska Cancer Specialist, Nebraska's leading community oncology practice. Let's check out what happened Friday night in the game. Brian Buschini was roughed up a little bit after the block punt and wasn't quite as good as he'd been, but still 7 punts, averaged 40.1 yard a kick. That's not bad. Did get the block punt. That's not totally on the punter, though. That can be on your protection and all those type of things. Brendan Franke continues to be fantastic. 3 kickoffs, 2 of them for touchbacks. And Timmy Bleekrode doesn't ever get a chance for a field goal. Never gets a chance to kick field goals.
I know, like, as much as we were so excited for him to be added, we have not had a chance to see him much.
3 attempts all year.
Because Which, again, most field goal kickers will be fine with that, you know, because it means you're probably scoring touchdowns but yeah, we have not seen him much. It's crazy.
So
we very well could see him more as a punter if
Absolutely.
Brian Buschini is not
That's right.
good to go on Saturday.
I was a little surprised they kept running Brian out there because Timmy can punt.
And he was limping really badly. And Timmy was warming up. I told you the guys that he was in the net warming up like with his punting motions and stuff. And so if he's needed, he'll be good to go, I would think. But I think Buschini's just such a competitor and wants to go and wants to be out there that I think you're going to have if there's any chance at all, he's going to be out there.
So, again, that's our Nebraska cancer specialist, special teams diagnosis. They deliver compassionate, personalized, and cutting-edge care in a convenient outpatient setting. They are committed to providing exceptional care and continued support to patients, families, and caregivers. On our text line, I thought Friday football's game shows what good coaching can do, made adjustments at the halftime. They made some difference. Just wondering about Yant not playing much as well. Go Big Red. I think that's one of the encouraging things is Nebraska has been better in the second halves of these games the last couple of weeks. That usually means you're doing something right with adjusting within the game. And yeah, Jock Yant had that one good carry when he came in, and the second play he was in, he had a false start. And I think that kind of sums up Jock and his career here. One good play, one bad play.
Yeah, and if you make mistakes in a close game like that, a lot of times that ends your opportunity for that day. And so, if you make those costly mistakes, you can't do that. And I think they know that, but you got to make the most of your opportunity. And when that comes, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah. So, hey, and I like Jock. I think he's hard to tackle. He's a big old fella. I think he can be a real weapon for this team, but you got to do the little things. And Mick even told me in his pregame comments, he goes, those pre-snap penalties drive me crazy. The false starts, the procedure penalties, not lining up right. That drives Mickey Joseph and most coaches crazy, so they don't like those kind of things at all.
Yeah, no, and he is such a detail guy, and getting to listen to him coach the wide receivers before he moved into that interim role, you can tell like there are certain things that just, he's a perfectionist, and those little details all add up, and that's why he harps on them so much. And all of his players, you ask him about, and he's a detail guy, and so that can cost you a football game. And so hopefully it was a little bit better, right? I mean, what was the total did we end up with?
For rushing yards?
No, for penalties.
Penalties.
Because there was 12 the season high the week before.
We did cut back. Rutgers had more than Nebraska in the game, and now I'm losing it. I can't see it. I'll find it. Let me go to Pete in West Point while I look up penalties. Good evening, Pete. How are you?
Good evening. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
I guess, it's good to get the wind. I think that'll really help him mentally. On offense, I'd like to see maybe change a little bit. I really don't like the no back set and then pass the ball. I think the quarterback is going to have to be willing to pull that ball down when it's open and run and get the first down. And I think that would open up the running game a little bit on offense. But that's what I'd like to see. I'm going to hang up because I'm getting an echo.
Okay.
So,
Pete, appreciate it. Thanks for the phone call. Yeah, I think Casey did take off one or two times and did pick up a first down on a scramble run. It's just not really his game. That's not really what he does, and we were spoiled with that aspect the last 4 years, honestly, with Adrian Martinez. He does a lot of that. But Casey, that's just not his strength. He's a better passer than Adrian was, but he doesn't really want to take off and run. You were asking about penalties. We had 8, they had 7. I thought that doesn't sound quite right, but that's what the final box says. I thought they had more than we did, but 12 down to 8, so that was better.
Yeah, and kind of what I was talking about earlier, Casey's been hurt, and so that's got to play a factor as well, not just only in his thinking process of tucking the ball and going, but also in those calls being called, those play calls being called, because you are hesitant for an already hurt quarterback. I mean, and he's tough and he gets back up, but you don't want to make it worse. And so that's where I'm at, is that I don't know even if he would have ran how far he would have. There just wasn't much space on Friday. It was not, there's not a lot of, and he didn't have a lot of time either to even everyone's get the ball out quicker. There wasn't a lot. I don't know how much quicker he could have gotten it out. There just a lot of those. A lot of times there was not hardly any time at all for him to get the ball out.
Let's head back to the phones. Let's go to Omaha and Mike. Good evening, Mike. You're up on Sports Nightly.
Hey, Mickey Joseph was an elite option quarterback, and I think he was the top option recruit in the country. I think Jack Pierce really used all his talent to get him. And Trev Alberts is interesting, turned out to be one of our all-time greats, but one reason we got him from Eastern Iowa was he wasn't that elite prospect because Iowa didn't really go after him that hard. I think he would have gone there. But we definitely should get Smothers in there, particularly with our quarterback just getting killed, and get some more option in there. And if Smothers was in, let's say, 1/5 of the time, okay, still a minority, and that would mess up a good defense because when they know your O-line is bad, particularly the tackles, your quarterback's getting killed. And if you don't have that running quarterback or the run threat, I mean, good defenses feast on that.
You're preaching to the choir, Mike. I really wanted, and I was saying it all summer, I'd love to see Logan Smothers get a couple of series as a game just to come in and run option and make the defense think something else, knowing that Casey's your number one guy, but change it up on him a little bit.
And, Greg, you only have so many train wrecks. I mean, he went into some detail about his injuries, and it was depressing.
I agree with you, Mike. I don't know how much more punishment the guy can take. And, Jessica, you're down there. He's probably been in the tent each of the last 3 games at least.
Yeah,
for a while.
and last week he went down, he never went in, and he's so tough, and boy, he fights through it. But yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen Logan since he fumbled, right? And I know that it was ruled our football, but we haven't seen him since then, right?
Right, and maybe that's making the coaches gun shy about where to put him in.
I also think, again, this offense, and we've heard the coaches say it, we've heard players say it, the strength of this football team is being able to throw those deep balls to those wide receivers. And so they're not going to go away from that to be able to put in a running quarterback, because you have a guy like Trey Palmer, Travis Vokalek, you want to be able to get them the ball. And so just for them to completely go away from what they believe this offense is its strength and what they're capable of, I just don't think is going to happen. I mean, unless you throw in a wrinkle here or there, but they believe that they can make big plays happen by getting the ball downfield. And so now, again, if you have another game like Friday that you just absolutely cannot get something going, maybe you change some things up. But I don't think they're going to completely go away from what they believe in. And Mickey Joseph is a big part of that, because he's the one that trained those wide receivers that, they believe that they can throw the ball to, because they make some incredible catches. And boy, it's just really hard to stop Trey Palmer when he gets on one-on-one matchups. It's near impossible.
He's so good. Buckle up, put the phone down, folks. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Back with our weekend winners next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Final few minutes of our Monday show. This is when we name our weekend winners. Jessica.
I am going with the Title IX rally. Kate Dean, who spearheaded that and led the rally. It was an awesome event, allowing for all the women's teams to come together and support and, provide just a really cool event out there celebrating Title IX. So Kate Dean and everybody who helped out with that Title IX rally.
Tim.
I'm going to go with, we talked about her in both the tickers, Lexi Rodriguez. I think when she plays the way she played the last two games, and it's a team win, make no mistake, but the two games that they played, especially against Michigan, I mean, she was everywhere. She was digging everything in sight, and when the Huskers play like that and she's playing like that, they are impressive to watch, because that was a good Michigan team, and they handled them. And
they frustrate so many teams because they can't get the ball on the floor because Lexi's lifting everything up.
And they're one of the top defenses in the country, if not the best. And you talk about Coach Cook in that postgame. Not only did he say what you guys were alluding to before, they've been on the road for what feels like a month, even though it's been the last 4 matches. But when they are able to come out of that with that kind of performance, and you said it, he was extremely excited in that post game relative to what he's normally talking about. So I'm going to go with Lexi Rodriguez.
Very good. Andrew.
For my weekend winner, something that did happen this weekend, I'm going to go Bronny James. He's one of the only high school athletes that Nike finalized the NIL deal for him. So he's actually one of the top amateur athletes of high school athletics that he got it for Sierra Canyon, and that's something that's going to be kind of monumental, I think. So that's why I said that's my big winner.
And of those 5 athletes that Nike signed to the big deals, 3 of them were female student athletes. So that was awesome.
Cool.
Caitlin Clark being one of those.
Very cool. My weekend winner, I'm going Matt Davison. 19 years in the broadcast booth calling Husker football. He did Husker hoops for 14 of those 19 years. Going to miss Matt. We'll still see him around. He's going to certainly be involved with Husker Athletics with their new collective 1890, and he'll be a big part of the future for Husker Athletics, but we're going to miss having him on game days and a part of our broadcast team. So Matt's my weekend winner.
Yeah, thanks to Matt and all he's done. And I actually had a conversation with him, too. I think we're going to keep working with him because of the NIL deal. And
Absolutely.
We'll be able to have more, I guess, closely contact with that. And so we haven't heard the last of Matt.
No doubt. All right, tomorrow night we'll have a press conference day with Mickey Joseph. We'll play some of the highlights of that for you tomorrow night in hour 1. It's our volleyball show tomorrow night as well. The head coach, John Cook, will be here with JB. They'll break down Husker volleyball as they come back to the Devaney Center for a couple of matches this weekend. Penn State on Friday night, and then Northwestern for a Sunday afternoon match at the Bob. A little rare to have Sunday afternoon matches in Lincoln, but we'll have one this weekend coming up. Thanks to Tim, to Andrew, to Jessica, and to all of you for listening. Have yourself a great night. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers.